Well, Mick, unfortunately this stings me a little bit, but 2016, the year of the underdog, we had Leicester, Chicago Cubs, Western Bulldogs, and the Cronulla Sharks. 49 years without a premiership, and you've got that to your name, mate. Talk to me a little bit about that, and when did you have belief that this could go all the way?
Well, first, I never thought you'd ask.
Yeah, it still stings to this day, mate. We'll get into a little bit more, but it hurts.
Yeah, no, it was definitely 2015. There was a real period there where we put so much good in place, and then we're beaten comprehensively by the Cowboys in week 2 of the finals up there, and it stung because I think we realised that we'd missed an opportunity. I could just sense a real shift in gears over the pre-season, and I probably only felt it, I reckon, maybe 3 to 5 times in my career where you feel like you're a genuine chance with the squad you've got of winning a premiership that year if everything can fall into place. Fortunately for us, we had a great regular season, had a dip towards the back end of the year. I felt like that was probably on us older guys that we were reserving ourselves a little bit. We knew we were going to play finals, and we wanted to be fresh when we got there, so we probably took the foot off the pedal a little.
I think they've just lost their way, but they were high for such a long time.
Can they refocus?
Oh, absolutely. You can't win 14 or 15 in a row and not be a good footy side. They started talking about finals and moving and all that. I think they lost their way. I think they got just a little bit ahead of themselves.
I think it was the final round of the season. We went to Amy Park to play you blokes, and it was for the minor premiership, and you annihilated us. It was aggressive, and we were ambushed, and it hurt. And I remember sitting in the bowels of Amy Park down there, and I could see it in some of our senior blokes that they weren't going to miss that opportunity again. Albeit week 1 of the finals, after losing that game to you guys, I think Canberra had won 11 straight, so they jumped us to get the home final, which meant we had to go to Canberra to play them in front of 30,000 down there at GIO Stadium. It's a hostile environment. That happened.
I picked up the paper today, read that. Viking idiot. Ricky Stewart has had a big crack at you.
It was just a bit of light-hearted fun. That's all it was.
We were down 10-0, 10 or 12-0 after about 10 minutes. Canberra were flying. The noise and the atmosphere in the joint was roaring behind the home side. I just said to our teammates, we've got all the excuses in the world to head back up the highway. We got another shot next week. I said, but championship sides, they turn and fight. I said, you blokes need to work out what you're going to do in the next 30 seconds to a minute. I remember Andrew Fafita putting his hand on my shoulder, and he said, I'm coming with you. And Ricky Latelli, quiet boy, spoken about 3 words all year, and I think he said, I'm coming too. And off that next kick-off, Matt Pryor and Andrew just went to work. They were absolutely brutal and got us a win that just absolutely galvanised our community here in Cronulla. The sea of support over that next 2 weeks was phenomenal before we played the Cowboys in that prelim final. James Maloney, I remember he turned it on a clinic that night and got us to the GF, and then all week we were just the underdog. It was Smith, Cronk, yourself, Jesse Bromwich. It was just a side that knows how to win. Everyone expected to win. No one gave us a shot.
Talk me through, obviously, jumping on the bus towards the game. I feel like, for myself, I was very confident going into that game just because I think we might have been too overconfident, to be honest, the way we played against you in Melbourne, like you spoke about.
It was my final game. I knew that this was it. And it's all I ever wanted as a kid was to win a grand final. But then when I turned up, and James Maloney had his hat backwards, Jack Bird was wrestling with him in the car park. Part of me was going, I love this about our footy side, that we're so relaxed and we're so comfortable. The other part of me was going, are we not on today? We can't not be on. We just cannot, we can't miss this. And then I remember Luke Lewis putting his arm around me. We were at Tarrant Point Road as the bus pulled out, and there was mums and dads, kids with flags. The whole intersection was packed. And I just remember him saying, Groove, you wait till we come back here. And I just had tears coming down my face. I was just so happy to be where I was. Just those words were like, yeah, all right, it's time. And once we came down into ANZ, and the roar was absolutely deafening when they opened the doors for us to walk into the change rooms. And I remember Jimmy Maloney going, must be a few here, eh? And when we ran out that night, that southern end, there was literally a little square of purple.
Oh, there was nothing there.
And the rest was just blue, black and white, and it was a special night.
Obviously going to the final try with Andrew Fafita. I know I was in the line there, and I tried to come out and put a bit of heat on you, and being a nice, smart dummy half like yourself, I'm sure you would have seen me in the line.
I still say to people today, it was like one of the most clearest moments of my career. Once he hit the line, it felt like it was just an eternity, and I just watched the ball as he just rolled. And as it hit the ground, my initial reaction was like, oh my God, he got that down.
I remember when we got the ball back and we shifted across and Smithy threw the Hail Mary that way to our left side, and I knew we had 4 blokes against no one, and just that typical scramble of that actual Aussie way. 4 or 5 players of Cronulla just showed that they worked hard for each other and turning up for each other, and just showed how much it meant to you guys.
As you said, kept coming, went right to the end, came down to that final play, but boy, was it a relief like once that game was done.
Mick, you've had a great career. Where does this premiership sit in your career, and how special was it?
Yeah, I think, Cam, just obviously just seeing how much it meant to the people of the area. As you said, 49 years without one. I absolutely loved my time here. I loved my teammates, loved the staff. And then the other element that, mate, is away from footy. Like, you know, as a father, you know, it was such a big achievement in my life. But, you know, it's all I wanted was for, you know, for my kids to be able to see me as a winner.
Yep.
You know, and be able to share that with my wife Simone and our 4 kids. To see the look in their eyes was something that just never leaves you. And yeah, it was an awesome night. Yeah, it was without doubt the most special night of my career.
Talk about hard work. Obviously, winning premierships, 4 kids, mate. It must be tough at home.
We'll hop out of there.